Hello everyone, my name is Zach Turbett, and today I'm pitching STMicroelectronics, ticker STM, and this is part of the international industrial sector. The current price is $39.67, and I have a target price of $60.44, representing a 52.35% upside. Company overview. STM develops, designs, and manufactures a range of products including standard commodity components, integrated circuits, analog devices, digital and mixed signal applications. The company operates through the following segments: the Automotive and Discrete Group, ADG, Analog, MEMS and Sensors Group, AMS, and the Microcontrollers and Digital ICs Group, MDG. The ADG segment is comprised of automotive ICs and power transistor products. AMS products include analog ICs, smart power, touchscreen controllers, and connective solutions. Lastly, the MDG segment consists of general purpose and secure microcontrollers and digital application-specific integrated circuits. With the chart on the right, you can see that all three segments contribute nearly the same amount of revenue towards the company. They also have a total of 14 manufacturing sites, with most of which located on Western Europe. STM was founded in 1987 and is currently headquartered in Plainles-Quatre, Switzerland. Over the past few years, the semiconductor industry has been negatively impacted due to the COVID-19 pandemic as a subsequent global supply and demand imbalances. With many fabrication plants closed, the supply of semiconductors decreased, while the demand increased as the hybrid work model called for essential electronics such as computers and telecommunication equipment. However, STM has just come off one of their best years, with fiscal 21 revenues increasing 25% to $12.76 billion as seen on the right. Also, operating income increased by nearly 83%, with EPS growing 79% year over year. Fortunately, the semiconductor chip shortage is expected to improve dramatically starting in the second half of this year, with the global semiconductor industry expected to grow 10% to $600 billion in 2022 alone. As digital transformation accelerates in the semiconductor industry, STM has rapidly scaled production, innovation, and efficiency in order to maintain their competitive edge among competitors such as NXP and ON Semiconductors. Additionally, STM is expected to capitalize on their major partnerships, which have a long-term strong outlook. For the fourth time since STMicroelectronics was founded, in 2022, they have been recognized as a top 100 global innovator on Clarivate's annual list. With STM being a leader in semiconductor technology in areas including smart power, edge AI solutions, and optical sensing, they have scaled their business into a multi-billion-dollar company. Representing one of STM's most exciting announcements this year, the company is releasing the market's first 0.5 megapixel depth image sensor called FlightSense 3D. The sensor has the capability to map three-dimensional surfaces by measuring the distance to over 500,000 points. Additionally, this 3D sensor addresses the emerging AR and VR market, gaming market, and 3D avatars. Lastly, the sensor can be applied to smartphones for their face authentication security. This product is scheduled for production in the second half of 2022. Moreover, STM has also released a new microcontroller, MCU, for electric vehicles. This new product will enable EVs to become more affordable, drive further, and charge faster. Currently in most EVs, they require multiple signal processors to control their silicon-based semiconductors. However, with STM's new microcontroller, this will allow the entire module to be powered by one singular MCU. This product is set for production starting in early 2023. To further their strategy, the European Investment Bank provided STM with a $670 million loan to finance R&D and pilot production lines. Lastly, management has plans to invest around $3.6 billion in CapEx to increase production capacity and support strategic initiatives. During the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic and resulting chip shortage, STM made 3 different agreements with companies to maintain long-term growth. With the demand of wafers, the key component of semiconductors, far exceeding the supply, STM partnered with Tower Semiconductor and Cree to increase production and supply. Tower Semiconductor installed its own equipment in STM's recently built fabrication plant in Italy to ramp up wafer supply. This partnership will increase efficiency and output, thereby lowering the cost of wafers. The Italian plant is scheduled to start production in Q3 of this year. Additionally, the $800 million partnership with Cree will supply the company with silicon carbide and epitaxial wafers, both crucial pieces for semiconductors. With the price of wafers continuing to rise with demand, this partnership was critical in STM's success. The wafer industry is projected to grow at a 6.5% CAGR from 2022 to 2027. Lastly, Renault Group selected STM as their key supplier for advanced semiconductors used in their EVs. STM will benefit from significant volume of these chips from 2026 to 2030, assisting in their long-term outlook. At the start of Q3 in 2021, STM announced a share buyback program that will extend through 2024. This buyback program is the biggest it has offered to its shareholders, totaling at over $1 billion. The company plans to hold shares bought back as treasury stock to both meet company obligations and support the potential settlement of its outstanding convertible bonds. To reach an intrinsic value for STM, a 5-year DCF model was created. Using a terminal growth rate of 1.5% and a WACC of 9.48%, an intrinsic value of $56.84 was reached. As seen on the right, a sensitivity analysis of the terminal growth rate and a WACC of plus or minus 50 basis points range from $52.83 to $62.08. Additionally, a forward PE multiple valuation was calculated using a weighted average peer multiple of 20.12, resulting in a relative value of $57.82. Finally, an EV to EBITDA multiple valuation was calculated using a weighted average peer multiple of 27.84, resulting in a relative value of $90.87. By weighing these models 70, 20, 10, a price target of $60.44 was reached, representing a 52.35% upside. Also, the firm currently has a dividend yield of 0.4%. In terms of risks, if the chip shortage exceeds estimated end time, STM's growth may decelerate as supply will not meet demand. Also, talent shortages among semiconductor manufacturing facilities outside of Asia is imminent, as demand for strong software skills is needed for chips. Lastly, with the U.S. CHIPS Act just passed, countries operating outside of the U.S. may see an increase in competition among the semiconductor manufacturers. Jean-Marc Cherry is STM's president and CEO and has held the position since 2018. Cherry began his career at Thomson Semiconductors, which subsequently became STM later on, and has worked his way up through various management positions. Serving as the Chief Financial Officer, Lorenzo Grandi was appointed his role in January 1st of this year. Similarly to Cherry, he also started out at Thomson Semiconductors in 1987 as an R&D process engineer. Maurizio Tomagnini is the chairman of the supervisory board. Tomagnini is currently the CEO and chairman of the investment committee of Fondo Strategico Italiano SPA, FSI.